Just as I promised, I'm bringing you part 2 of Set the Record Straight. Now, if you haven't already watched part 1, I suggest you go back and do so you'll understand why I needed to go to these lengths to lay the truth out once and for all. For years, I've been characterized as unsupportive, as being a hater, envious of her success, and as someone who disrespected her so badly. Now, in part 1, I discussed the past, what was said from both of us on both sides. I showed the brunt of what came out of each of our mouths. Nothing was twisted, nothing was taken out of context, just the truth of what was said. I also showed how she even tried to use my father's name to discredit me. Pretty unthinkable. Hopefully, you went and watched the full versions of the clips I shared in part 1, just as I suggested, because they're on YouTube. Now, I want to take just a second to thank those of you that left supportive comments. Even if you judge the situation wrongly and see the truth now, I understand how it may have seemed. Multiple people have reached out to me privately, sharing their experiences, and are so relieved that someone finally exposed the truth about how she operates. Now, I know you know my style by now, facts versus feelings. Like I said in part 1, I'm not about the he say, she say. I've stayed focused on the exact allegations that were made against me, and I showed you the directly related receipts. Now, part 2 is about the present. She always repeats the same tactics, just in a new situation. We're dealing with the same person who plays the victim card, makes up lies, deliberately twists my words, and creates a false narrative. Look, she fooled the public before, so she feels like she could just keep it going. Now, before I get into part 2, let me just remind you who we're talking about here.
Jump right to it since you brought her up. Laila Ali.
I always knew that Laila wasn't intimidated by me, you know, and she may have not ever said nothing, but I always knew that she questioned who was the better fighter between me and her. Because I have a better amateur background and now a better professional background. So I knew that she always kind of felt a little threatened, but from when I first met her, I always knew that, you know, she don't love boxing.
What does being the GOAT mean to you?
Of course, it got all the accomplishments and, you know, all the belts and everything like that. But it also means, like, to me, just making a blueprint for the women that's coming up behind me, the original way.
You know, there's a lot of girls who use boxing to promote their with their modeling career, to be in a magazine or something. But I use boxing for boxing, and it promotes. And boxing is my brand. It's just like I'm not trying to use boxing to promote something else to help me with something else.
I'm really building a blueprint where I can tell other girls, like, listen, if you do this, this is what can happen. Yeah. If you build your brand like this is the direction that it can go. If you build it like that, it can go this way. I feel like I just want to get, like, somehow, if it can be figured out, what is it that the brands look for in an athlete to where I get the $20 million payday to represent, you know, one of these big brands or something like that. You have to have like I don't know if it's a certain look or a certain tone or a certain, you know,
I think if you
story,
just continue to be you.
Of course, being like a great person, being a great role model. Marshall a bitch, that's it. She's a bitch and she's gonna keep being one. She's a hater. She wish she was me. She wish she had the belts, the gold medals, and she don't want to be me. She wish she was black and everything. It's just sad.
I tried to tell her in the past, brand deals don't come from pretending to be someone you're not. They come from character, integrity, and consistency. That's the work she needs to do. So while she's tried to paint my success beyond the ring in a negative light, the truth is I've accomplished what I set out to do in the ring, and I moved on to build a life and a career using all of my other talents. Now she's acting as if she's an expert on how to build a brand, mentoring others on it as if she has all the answers, when in reality, she's still trying to figure it out for herself. And she's doing this because she wants to figure out how she needs to look, how she needs to act, how she needs to talk, who she needs to become in order to make some money and get some brand deals. Okay, let's get into this. She's decided to once again call me out with a $15 million challenge. She's using the same playbook as last time, taking something I said, twisting it, and turning it into a false story, then going on a PR campaign to promote it. Let's take a look at how this all came about. I recently co-hosted a historic women's boxing event on Netflix, the Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano trilogy fight in Madison Square Garden. Millions of viewers tuned in, and there were great matchups on the undercard. Now, after the event, I did an impromptu interview to discuss the fighters and how electrifying the night was for women's boxing.
And both of the ladies have so much to be proud of. They're both great warriors. And this is a big night for women's boxing. And hopefully it's just the beginning.
And she threw a 1-2 every single time, but that 1-2 was going like straight and she was already over here.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
But I know where you're going with it. We can easily pick either of them apart, right? But the thing is, I think Amanda was trying to just be busy. I'm almost done, guys. Last question.
Yeah.
Last one, Claressa Sheilds. There's rumors that you're going to come back and fight. What? Everybody's talking about it. You know what rumor I heard? The rumor that I heard was that I said that unless somebody has 15, 20 million, don't even call. Turkey has that money. Turkey's going to set this up. I said, unless somebody calls me and says they have it, we're not even going to have a conversation. I'm not trying to come back and fight. But if someone offered that kind of money, I would actually have to think about it. Thank you.
Unfortunately, what I didn't find out until later was that the questions that I kindly answered were going to be turned into a calculated headline created for clickbait. Not the first time this has happened. Ever since I retired from the boxing ring, I've received offers to come back. Everything from exhibitions to fighting whoever I want and me naming my price. I've never really been just sitting around seriously trying to come back to boxing. I have a TV hosting career. I speak on stages around the globe. I have successful companies that I own. I'm a wife, a full-time mom. I'm raising teenagers. I'm busy and fulfilled. During that quick fight blog interview, I addressed the rumor that the interviewer brought up. He had his facts wrong, so I corrected him and I said I wasn't trying to make a comeback. But if somebody offered me $15 to $20 million, I would have to think about it. Who wouldn't? That's a lot of money. But saying that I would think about it and saying I would actually do it is not the same. Words matter. After he posts the video, he starts sending my business partner text messages, literally trying to negotiate a fight without my knowledge or consent, while at the same time my team was being inundated with a barrage of emails and text messages and calls from her team trying to make a fight. Now at this point, it started to feel like a money grab scheme. Next thing you know, about 6 days later or so, the same fight blog puts out the fake check video. You can go watch it on YouTube.
What's up, Laila? You trying to fight? I'm the GOAT. I bet 15 million up right now. Where you at? Speaking of GOAT, have you tried my new GOAT seasoning? It's knockout blends with spices and herbs. Don't try to get quiet now. Yeah, that's what I thought. Have you guys seen my new cooking show? Episode 2 drops on Friday. Meet me in the ring. Honey, already got one of those. You know what? I'll find somewhere else to fight. Who want a piece of me? Oh, my ears are ringing.
That was hilarious when I saw it, and that's exactly what's been going on. And you know what? Rosie, that super talented young lady, is a comedian. You can go check out her Instagram page. Now that was her perception of the situation. She's actually a fan of both of us. You can go to her page and see that. She wasn't taking sides. She's just doing a funny reenactment of what she perceives to be going on. And this is exactly why it's so important to me that we carry ourselves in a respectable manner, because young girls are always watching us. So while all of this foolishness was going on, I was overseas on summer vacation with my family. She was once again calling me out, twisting the story of what I said on the fight blog. Then she says it was another golden opportunity.
I was very shocked to still see her even speak of me.
There goes the twist. I did not speak of her or mention her in that interview.
I've been let that dream go of fighting her a long time ago. But when I seen that, I'm like, you know what? Another golden opportunity to make a fight with me and Laila Ali. Got it? If she want 15 million, we got 15 million. Take this 15 million and come get your ass whooped.
Do you think she even wants to fight you, or do you think that she just threw that number out there just to save face?
In a way, sometimes I think she tried to price herself out. But it was like, it's better if she just don't say anything about that. You know, it's better if she say, oh, I'm retired, I'm the best, you know. You know, be on that high and mighty high horse that she's always on, and stay on that. When you get off that high horse, and now you realize that you're normal, because you are. She wants to try to make it still seem like she's somewhat relevant in women's boxing.
Oh my gosh, I didn't mention her. I clearly said I wasn't interested in making a comeback, okay? But she's out here running her own storyline once again. It was never gonna stop. Let me just say this. There is no way in my prime, with all the accolades, that I'd be trying to prove that I'm the greatest by being obsessed with fighting a nearly 48-year-old retired fighter who's been out the ring almost 20 years, while in the same breath claiming that she's irrelevant and she's untalented, while simultaneously coming up with $15 million for her within a matter of about 6 days. Please make it make sense. So she continues on her one-woman show, proceeding to try to bait me out of retirement. She's on social saying that she's the greatest now and she's gonna put me on my back. She's going on national shows spewing her usual narrative and saying that I said that if she came up with 15 million, I'd return to boxing.
You come out and say, oh, the rumor I heard is if Claressa got 15, 20 million, then I got your 15 million. Now what?
You call it a bluff. You call it a bluff, Claressa.
Yeah, and we are still waiting to hear a response.
What would you be proving by fighting and ultimately beating her if you went in there with her?
Just be proving to her that I'm a better fighter than her. That's all that really matters to me.
Do you realize now that this girl has been shadow boxing this whole time? I'm not in this with her. She has something to prove, not me. This is in her head.
It's about the disrespect that she gives toward me. And I worked my butt off to get to where I am without having a famous father to get to where I am and to raise the bar for women's boxing. That's my issue with her. And if we were to fight each other in our primes, I would have still won. I would have knocked her out.
That everyone knows this woman has not been able to bust a grape up until now. It's actually hilarious to hear her talk about knocking me out. She'd be better off saying she'd outbox me or she'd run me out the ring or something like that. But knock me out? Imagine that. No, really, imagine that. Look, I get it. She's obsessed with my knockout percentage. But at this point, she needs to stop promising these knockouts and focus on her own strengths, because that's not one of them, and that's okay. So I ignored her PR stunts the same way I always have. They never got a response from me regarding a fight. So then she decides to throw a couple more lies into the story.
Hey Claressa, how you doing today?
Laila and her representatives has told us no. Like the answer is no. She doesn't want to fight, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I understand that she's scared. I'm moving on with my career, and I'm happy that she said no. I really didn't want to have to put the pause on her anyway. You know, she wants to be like in the public and keep her name tied to mine because I'm young and popping. But I'm Claressa Sheilds, and right now it's my time, and she wants to keep her name connected to mine to keep, you know, selling whatever she's selling.
You know, clout thing, using your name.
It's absolutely clout.
Do you think she's scared to fight you?
Laila is scared to fight me, and I would be scared to fight me too. I get it.
Now she knows I'm not afraid of her. Nobody is. AB fights at 130 pounds, and she was willing to face her. Franchon gave her a tough fight and has been calling her out ever since. She's 1-1 with Marshall, who's eager for a rematch. Gabriel's dropped her and has been calling her out too. Shadeja Green would be a great matchup, and she's on her hit list. Even MMA champion Chris Cyborg wants to step into the boxing ring to face her. 54-year-old Chevelle Hallback has been issuing challenges. Nobody is scared of her.
We're in a generation now where the women fight each other.
Yeah.
We don't duck each other. And back in her generation, that's all she did. So I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that's y'all champion.
Oh, but later that same day, wearing that same outfit, she says this.
She hasn't responded. He hasn't responded, and I feel like the answer is like a no.
All right, I know the lies. She never got an answer. And I know they wanted to create this narrative that I was scared and she lost track of her message points for the day. She says I've been using her name to stay relevant because she's popping and I just want to keep my name attached to hers.
Laila Ali. 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 Laila Ali is Laila Ali. Laila is Laila Ali. And Laila Ali. Laila Ali. But Laila is Laila. Me and Laila have Laila Ali. Laila Ali.
And I didn't respond to her stunts at all. Y'all know? Now you heard her say out her own mouth she was moving on, that I was irrelevant. She didn't need me. She had so much going on, so many fights, so much money to be made. And I thought, great. But here she comes again.
Laila is first on my list. That's who I want first. Okay. But me and Laila has had some back and forth for some years now. And to me, there is no question about who the greatest woman of all time is. It's me.
It's you say. Age difference, obviously. 17 years in boxing is a significant age difference.
I think even Laila Ali in her prime couldn't beat me in the fight. And I think that she is great. She is great. You know, I think that she can fight. She's a bigger woman than me. She's taller. Actually, she's 5'11". I'm 5'8", 5'9". And she has, I mean, to say 24-0, but her record is 24-0, 21 knockouts, I believe. My record is 17-0 with, I think, 3 knockouts. Listen, Laila, it's not no hard feelings. I just want to know who the best is. And the only way to figure out who the best is to fight. We ain't got to keep talking. You don't have to keep.
Now, let me put this in perspective. This was before she lost the hope that I might fight her. So she tried to speak more respectfully and polished, and she did what her team told her. But then 2 months later, the mask came off again.
That's not gonna happen.
Come on now, listen.
Did she turn the money down?
She did. Laila Ali is just Muhammad Ali's daughter. And
no, come on, we ain't gonna do that.
No, that is right.
Come on, Laila can rumble though.
She can't rumble like Ann Wolf. I said who's the best from that era. Ann Wolf would have knocked Laila Ali out. You know, she would have knocked Laila oh so pretty ass out. Laila oh so pretty ass out. That's the truth.
Now that was the real her. I've never been concerned with who was regarded as the best or the greatest or who had the most accolades or titles. I really haven't.
You've competed on so many high levels. What's it feel like to be an undefeated champ?
It feels good. I mean, anytime I think you work hard at your skill, you guys know how that is.
Absolutely.
And to be able to reach that level, you know, that peak of being one of the best, it's an amazing feeling. So,
or the best.
Yeah.
Or the best.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm happy just being one of. My father always said he was the best. That wasn't really my thing. My thing is I want to be the best in my weight class. I want to be undefeated, and I want to be a world champion. And those things I attain. So call it what you want to.
Amen.
So, yeah.
I will say, becoming a WBC champion, like my father and so many greats before him, was an accomplishment that I will always be proud of. Every female fighter who wins a WBC title receives her belt with my face displayed on it. Now that truly is something special to me. So, did her plan work? Did she make me mad enough to come out of retirement after 18 years and start training again to make her dream of fighting me and having a big payday courtesy of Laila Ali come true? Absolutely not. After years of blatant lies and vile disrespect, making unsolicited negative remarks about me, questioning the legitimacy of my boxing legacy, and having the audacity to cross the line by disrespecting my deceased father, trying to use his name to discredit his daughter.
Listen, Muhammad Ali would never. Her daddy would never. Her daddy would never. Maybe she don't have that in her genes.
She will not be rewarded with the opportunity to share the ring with me or anything else. There's your answer. When I was still active, I held boxing in the highest regard. It's what I did full time. I put all of my energy and focus into it. I wasn't distracted, trying to do a little of this and a little of that. I was locked in, dedicated, disciplined, mastering my craft. I had the best of the best. Excellent trainers, including Buddy McGirt, Roger Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather Sr., who all held me to a very high standard. Boxing is in my DNA, and it will always be my first love. Now, after all this she's put me through, I would never partner or collaborate with her on anything. Now, I've seen some comments from people saying, she's been so quiet, you know, ever since I put out part 1. Maybe she's finally gonna take some responsibility and try to do better. But in reality, she's been running her same predictable playbook, misleading and deceiving the public. Her team has been busy trying to clean up the mess she's made over these years. They're literally running paid online ads with old footage of her signing her first contract and touting the Bible. Will she be taking any responsibility for her actions or just keep pretending? The bottom line is, she crossed a line that can never be uncrossed. She showed me and the world who she really is. And like Maya Angelou said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Now, just as I told her many years ago when she reached out to me for advice and I gave it to her freely, I encouraged her to build a brand on integrity and respect and surround herself with good people.
Laila Ali told me to build my brand, a good brand, and a brand that I want to represent and stand for. And she said, have good people behind me who I trust, Laila Ali.
As a boxer, I was unapologetically confident and I believed I couldn't be beaten. And I proved it every time I stepped into the ring. As an entrepreneur, I've consistently carried that same mindset forward through the brand and the businesses that I've built from the ground up. Let's get real laser focused for a moment. It all started back in 2018 when I went on the Breakfast Club to promote my cookbook. Her record was 8-0 with 2 knockouts. Now remember, she and I were on good terms at the time. I even mentioned her and said nice things about her. Now, during the interview, I was asked, would I make a comeback to boxing? I said I wasn't planning on making a comeback, and I didn't feel there was anyone out there who would give me a real challenge. That's how I felt. Well, she heard that and got in her feelings because she felt that I should see her as a challenge.
You know, her saying, oh, there's not nobody good enough at 168, my weight class, that could give her a challenge when I'm the #1 in my weight class. And, you know, I'm just like, you know, nah. Like, I'm the best female boxer that I've ever seen. And, you know, if Laila Ali wants to come back, we can rumble. We can go. You're not going to come back and beat me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this can happen. You know, I just don't like the disrespect. I never used her name to try to be like, you know, try to call her out of retirement. It's basically like she talking about she come out of retirement. She just going to beat me if she decided to. And people think that I started to beat her.
How did the relationship sour?
She goes on this interview and says, oh, I would come out of retirement, but there's no one good enough to give me a challenge.
So the one thing we both agree on is how this started. Now let me tell you why I didn't see her as a challenge. At the time, I had been retired from boxing about 11 or 12 years. 24-0, 21 knockouts, 5 world titles, right? I literally retired from boxing because I ran out of competition. It's public information. I would have to be inspired to make a comeback, and I didn't see anybody out there that I was inspired by, including her. I know she's an Olympic gold medalist, but let's not forget, in Olympic boxing, you're going up against amateurs, not professionals. I saw her fight as an amateur, and I saw her fight as a professional, and I didn't feel that she would be competition for me. In fact, you know what? Let her tell you exactly what I mean.
You mentioned you would knock Breakus out.
Yes, I would.
You only have 2 knockouts in 10 fights.
Yep.
Why is that?
Because women only go 2 minute rounds.
All of the women who have been collecting knockouts got them in 2-minute rounds.
That's the main reason. As you've seen from my last fight, me turning pro with only 10 fights, you have to learn how to fight as a professional fighter. And when I came from the amateurs to the pros, I thought everything was the same. I'm like, I'm gonna do the same stuff I did in the amateurs. But training with Coach John David showed me that amateur boxing compared to professional boxing and punching is completely different. Amateur boxing compared to professional boxing and punching is completely different. These last what, 2 years, he has shown me so much. And from when you see my fight against Hammer, we only worked together for maybe 6 months. And then you see my fight with Habazine, just the body shots, how I can pick my shots now, how powerful and sharp I am. All that had to be changed. So when it comes to the knockouts, one, I've stunned every girl I've ever boxed against out of my 10 fights. Toward the end of the round, middle of the round, but when they only have to get beat up for 2 minutes and then go back and rest for a minute, it's not enough time for me to break them down some more.
She's still trying to learn how to put her punches together and fight like a professional. I've been knocking opponents out since my pro debut, my very first fight. I have more knockouts than she has wins. She started all of this with me because I didn't see her as a challenge for me. Here we are in 2025. And she's only added 1 more knockout. She's still trying to learn how to throw her punches and fight like a professional.
I think that I'm so good that I'm hard on myself because I should be knocking these girls out. If I can go in there and win unanimous decisions, I'm always asking myself after the fight, why didn't you get the knockout? How come didn't the knockout come? I got all the skills and the power and everything. I just have to figure it out and put it all together. I would have knocked her out. I really want to become the full potential fighter that I want to be. Like, I think people now, like, you talking about full potential, you got 13 real titles, like, how much more greater can you be? It's like, I can start sleeping people, I can get some knockouts on my record.
Yeah, she can knock me out. Now, maybe someday she'll discover her own identity and who she is truly meant to be without riding my coattails or the Ali name. I am one of one, and this lane is closed. I did this all myself. There's no camera crew here. There's no script writer. There's no hair and makeup. It's just me and my iPhone and my ring light. My setup. It was worth the simple gesture of creating a free YouTube page and Instagram page where I can house this content so the truth can live right alongside all the lies that have been spread all these years. I'm not monetizing my pages. This was never about a fight for me. If I would have simply said I wasn't going to fight her in the beginning, no one would have listened to the truth about what's really been going on all these years. I want the same media and blogs and content creators who are exposed to the lies to also see the truth. That's why I released my answer in this format. Thank you for watching and much love to you all.